Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I wanted to pop on with some messages that have been coming in over the last days. And to put this into context, it has to do with the whole gateway, portal, whatever you want to call it, that we went through. And always when I say dates, I just need to say take dates with a grain of salt. Energy is always in movement. But around the 11th of November until the 21st of November, and then the shift that happened the 22nd of November. Now the way they show it to me is like we're moving through portals within portals that have different frequencies that are sort of pushing on different things to be cleared. There are other ones that are more almost like it looks almost like a car wash with energy, like your body is moving through it and it's just like pouring in energy from all directions, like the water in a car wash. And then there are which are more like activating the body, which have codes and frequencies that are in resonance with some of the codes that are dormant in our DNA, and so that when our body meets these frequencies, it starts turning on. Then some of the portals, as I said, are more of a clearing. It's more like it's opening space, holding space for whatever needs to be cleared. And these are, it's all happening in a bigger picture. It's like a puzzle, so everything fits together. Now it looks like we're moving through like this quite of a big portal, which is big in the sense of a longer time period. And this that we went through in November was within this one. So we're still moving through a portal, which the other one was within, and we're heading towards another one. So, and take what resonates and just leave what doesn't. As always, this is the messages I receive. You listen to your body, your own guidance. That is the only thing that will move you towards your alignment. The way it looks to me is that over the next couple of weeks, and this is what I was receiving today, there will be a lot of changes within the body. So the main focus now is the body, and we have to think of the body in a very different way than we have. The way they show it to me now is to look at the body as a whole, which is always important. The body is, there's different systems, there are different organs, there's so many parts, there's the energy, there's so much to the body, the thoughts, the emotions, everything affects the physical body. So it's always that whole. But when we work with the body now, sometimes we go into specific parts, sometimes we go into different subjects or parts of the body. Now what I say is that we are in a period where we need to really change our perspective and connect with the body in a different way. And so the way we do this is partially by thinking of the body as a whole. What does my whole body need? And not in the sense of the body being weak, especially if you have any history with illness or health challenges. It's very, very easy to be in a sense of how can I explain this? Well, looking at the body as it being weak or not really trusting the body. So starting to trust the body because the body really knows. And with everything that has been activated, there is a lot of new things that will come on. And there's a lot of, like I talked about, I think it was in the last video, when I talked about the mountains. In the title there's something about the mountains and the brain. So I will put a link to that video in the description box if you haven't watched it. But what I talked about then was that the neural pathways are changing and shifting in our brains. There was this activation with all this energy moving through the mountains, and the mountains starting communicating. And so when this has happened, there is now a period where the body needs to, the body will start shifting, because there are sort of like misconnections or misunderstandings that has been. So the energy has been running on these old neural pathways that were not of our highest good. We were running in old patterns, old thoughts that are no longer serving us. And as this happened, which is something that continues to happen all the time, it's something we consciously need to attend to. But what happened with this surge of energy and with the shift is that a lot of those neural pathways that were starting to get weaker, they just sort of collapsed. And we are creating the new ones. And so as these old neural pathways sort of collapsed, what happens is that the body will catch up, because it runs the whole nervous system in the body, and it runs a lot of what or how the energy is moving in the body. And the energy is starting to move in a very different way in our bodies now. The energy is so if you have watched what I put out, or what I talked about on children in an interview with Todd Medina on Zoology, you will have heard me talking about the new children and that their energy system is different. Our energy system is starting to shift to be closer to their energy system, which means that every way the energy runs in an old pattern in our bodies, now that it has been shifting in the brain, the energy will also start moving differently in the body. That will cause changes in our physical body. That can create healing, that can create discomfort as everything is adjusting. If we then, in that process, look at the body as a victim, or as weak, or as something we have to be very careful with, we will only feed those old ways of thinking of the body. We need to connect with the body. We need to listen to the body, but not in a sense that we are a victim or helpless to the body, because that's a way very many people are how can I explain this? They're showing me so many things as I'm talking now, so I'm just trying to be clear. I hope you can follow me, guys. Let me just tune in to get really clear on what we're saying now. Okay, so they say that these adjustments that are happening, it looks like the energy around the energy centers are starting to move in a bit of a different way. Long term, the shifts we're seeing now, and that will, so this is only like the beginning of it, and it will continue, will change our health a lot, and it will also really change the aging process. Because as the energy starts moving in a different way and the energy system sort of upgrades in the body won't age or get ill in the same way. What's important now is to connect and listen to the body as to what it needs and what it wants. Not in the way of being like run by the body. It's important to work with the body in a different way. It's important to be aware of any old forms of control, the ways you try to control your body or your health, your life in general. So the body, of course, is run by the subconscious. So in this process as well, anything subconscious that has been running something in your body might suddenly surface. So there can be, in this period, old emotional things coming up. There can be old thoughts that suddenly start like running non-stop in your mind. And that is not because you're going back or because that thought is the truth, or that, whatever you tell yourself, or something that you heard when you were a child that is just like constantly running now. It's not because it's the truth or because you actually believe it more. It's because you're becoming aware of it, because it's surfacing from the subconscious. So you're actually becoming aware of it. Oh my goodness, this is actually what I believe about myself, or this is what I'm telling myself. And this is what I'm telling my body. I'm telling my body that it's weak. I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough. I'm telling myself that I will never be able to live the life I love to live. Whatever it is. If there's something that is suddenly like running constantly, this is because you are supposed to clear it. You're supposed to let go of it, to see that this is no longer serving me and this is not the truth about who I am, what I'm capable of, or whatever it is that's coming up. Any old emotions, and also be aware of any projections, because as we're in sort of, when we're moving through some sort of a turmoil, it's very, and if we're in confusion or in despair or in any emotional pain as we're moving through this, it's very easy to start projecting something out on the external, on the people around us, or in the way we go about our day, with the people we meet. So it's important to check ourselves as we're moving through these changes. The body really knows how to heal itself. The body knows how to be in balance. The body knows how to best run the energy. It's magic. The body is incredible. And if we start to actually think about our body in that way, we will support it energetically as well to come into that power that it has, to come into that knowledge more and more and more. Let me just check my notes, because I made some notes before I got on now. The rewiring in the brain that we have been moving through is also, because it looks like a new coding almost. The new pathways have a different coding, which makes us respond probably a bit different to some of the frequencies coming in as well, which makes it more accessible for more of the systems in the body. It's very, very important to know that your body is, or to start looking at your body as an empowered being, not being in that victim consciousness. Now the body, of course, is affected by everything, by what we eat, by movement. What I showed me now when I was tuning in as well is colors. So whatever, when you start, get the system flowing. So breathe through your body, open the body from within, bring in colors. How does it feel with different colors in your body, in different places? Or do you feel any color when you're breathing through your body? There's so much that is unlocking, and so with curiosity coming into the body, and starting, remembering that we can actually do a whole lot of adjustments ourselves as well when we come into that union with our own body, which is what we are moving towards, because we've been so disconnected from, you know, the mind running, then we're disconnected from the body, we have been disconnected from the energy, and now everything, all those different parts are coming back into union. The masculine, the feminine energy within, all of this is happening within our own being before it's happening in the in the world, in the external, with everyone. And so coming into that with our own body is a huge part of this. The hydration, staying hydrated, the air we breathe, connecting to nature, and of course that depends on where you are in the world. You know, if you're living in a city, if it's summer or winter. As many of you know, I live in Norway. It's pretty cold right now, and I'm really not good at doing winter at all. So lucky ones that live on the other side of the world. But I still go out in nature. I do connect with the trees. I do go out no matter how cold it is to get in touch with nature. And I also have a lot of plants in my home, so I connect with them on a daily basis. Because it's really, really important, because that circulates the energy as well, because it's all about circulation now. In order for the old to let go, in order for the new to activate, because there's so many changes and shifts. Listen also to the words you're speaking, because words holds a lot of energy, and you're programming yourself by what you're saying. The thoughts running. Listen to what your body wants to eat, instead of someone external telling you eat this and don't eat this, or some sort of an idea of what is the right way to eat, or the wrong way. And listen to how your body wants to move, because we need, like, the body is an animal. It's built for movement, but how does your body want to move? So instead of being afraid of doing something wrong, how can you empower yourself in meeting and connecting with the body? How can you actually, with curiosity, unlock what, or a deeper connection with your body for these shifts? They said that there might be sudden changes in the next couple of weeks, because it also has to do with all this rewiring and the changing of the coding, which makes it so that something that have been maybe in resonance suddenly is not in resonance any longer, or what has been in resonance with an old program, better said, is they're correcting me right now. Something that is resonating with an old program that then has been, you know, blast open. It's one of those pathways that have collapsed. Now, what we experience as resonance might change, which is why the body might be wanting something different. Maybe something different to eat. Maybe it wants to move in a different way. Maybe it wants to move a lot more. Maybe it wants to move a bit less. Maybe it wants more, you know, something with the air you're breathing in. Maybe it wants to play with colors. You know, can we meet the body with curiosity and be empowered in the way we meet our bodies as we are moving through this next couple of weeks? Because then if we, instead of trying to be in control and hold that fast grip, because then we're only attaching. If we're trying to control it, and it's all from the mind, and if we let go of that control and we step back, and I can be the first to say that that's not so easy all the time, but we remind ourselves and we practice and we do it again and again, so we can stay in flow, make empowered choices that are aligned with our bodies, that makes us come into our heart and connect, so that everything that is turning on in the body is supported, and that we don't go into fear by the changes in the body, because there's really nothing to fear. We are integrating more into nature, which is why that is being brought in again and again to connect with nature. The whole way we live will be more in tune with nature. So, and the body is really craving that connection with nature. So have that in mind as you move through this time. I've also been shown that the children's frequency will start or assist in helping those around a lot more, because they hold that energy system that runs in a different way. And so that will also, it can really trigger something that is not flowing in the same way, because it's not, it will create some friction. But it will ultimately help and assist in the energy system for the energy system to change and shift for those that are a bit older as well. So I hope this is helpful. I see I've gone on for 21 minutes already, so I'll stop here so I don't continue forever, because I have a tendency to really start talking when I talk. I hope you guys are well. I'd love to read your comments, what you're experiencing and how you are now. I really, really appreciate everyone commenting and liking, subscribing and sharing. It really helps to get the messages out. Looking forward to see you guys in the next video. Take really good care of yourselves and have compassion for those around you, and stay true to you. Bye bye.